Good to go. Can you hear me? All good? Awesome. Awesome. Well, thank you guys for joining us, whether live or listening to the recording. I know that time is precious, so we are going to make this worth your while tonight and just set you up for a good focused September because it's important. And we're heading into the last few months of the year, and there's still so much time for you to hit your goals. And this is a business where it's like never too late, because whatever you do this month is going to set you up for success the next month, and so forth. So always just taking that little time to kind of reset your focus and get ready for a successful month, because that's just going to lead into more successful months down the line. So we're just going to kind of share a tip that is working well in our business, or just something to help you guys stay focused and intentional. And then Leanne's going to close it out with setting some goals and getting into that mindset. So one thing that I think works extremely well for me and keeping me laser focused is not just getting my work done, but I have kind of a work flow. And it's something that I teach my coaches and make sure that our team knows that it's not just about getting the stuff done, but it's enjoying the stuff. It's getting through the stuff. It's getting all of the stuff done. So whatever that looks like for you, it's creating that consistency with it. So for example, when I sit down to work, I plug in my headphones, I get my music on, and I go right into all of my challenge groups, my client groups, because I love to see how they're doing, how their workouts went, check in with them one time in the morning. So I sit down and I go through, and that just gets me pumped up. And my Zoom never works. So hopefully this will unfreeze and I don't look like that on the screen. Can you guys hear me still? Or am I frozen?
No, we can hear you. You're good.
Okay. So my screen is frozen. I don't see
I think you should take a pic really quick right now.
No, it's horrible. It happens all the time. So, but for me, that gets me pumped up. It gets me in that mindset of reminding myself of why I'm doing what I'm doing. And I also share that into my Instagram stories, that this is what I'm doing. This is why I'm doing this. This is what our community looks like. This is what my role as a coach is as far as helping my clients, but then also showing them what I do as a coach. So I get into there, and then I go into my message threads to check in with my coaches, my diamond, my girls pushing for diamond, and my new coaches, and kind of do my touch points there and my team page. So I've done all my check-ins. That just gets me in that mindset, like I said, of why I'm doing this, what I'm doing, and seeing the work that's already being done. And then I like to go and empty my inboxes. So I'll empty my Instagram inbox, I'll check my emails and my forms, and then I'll empty my Facebook inbox. And so for me, this just helps me have like a clean slate when I start to, again, send connect messages, send invites, send follower messages, all that kind of stuff. But I have a clean slate, and I'm making sure that I'm keeping on top of those messages and they're not going to get buried down. And then the second point I like to do that is because through some of those conversations, I can get in between like 3 to 5 invites just naturally in those conversations. So then on my next step, when I go into my Instagram like work mode or Facebook work mode and go actually into the BAT, some of those invites are already done. So anything I do beyond that is now extra, but it just feels good knowing that I've got some of those invites done organically. And then I go into my follow on Instagram, then I connect on Instagram, then I follow, connect, and then I send my 25 messages for new followers or people liking my post, whatever feels most comfortable that day. And then I'm done. And then I have that chunk of time to kind of sit back and like, what else do I need to do more of? Can I just be done for the day? Do I need to do a training? Is there something I need to listen to? But for me, that flow works really well. I get myself really energized, really focused, and reminded of what I'm doing. And then I go into my work, and even that work has a flow. So those trigger points that, what is that book called? He talks about habit stacking, Atomic Habits. it's just like a trigger. Okay, my connections are done, perfect. And then I go into follows. My follows are done, perfect. And then I go into messaging people who are following me back and making those personal one-on-one connections. That's done. Now I go do my invitations. That's done. Awesome. What's next on my list? What's next at PD? Is there a training I need to listen to, a national wake-up call I need to check on? Or do I start over and go back to the beginning and repeat if I have time? So not just getting your work done, but creating a flow that triggers one activity after another, so that when you do have that 1 hour or whatever time increment, you know exactly what you're doing and in the order that you're doing it. So it sounds kind of type A or maybe too planned out, but for me, it's incredibly helpful to just know the flow and just literally get to work and be done with my business activity tracker. So that is my tip for you. You guys, I can't see anything. So.
Okay. Yeah, we can't see you either. You are like blacked out, but that's okay. Great tips. Great tips.
I'm going to try and leave and I'll come back.
Okay. Okay, so mine are somewhat similar to Britt. I work in pockets of time though. So those of you who are working or are trying to get things done throughout the day, this might help you as well. I assign like so many minutes to my activities that I work on. And then if I can go back and dedicate more time to those things, then I do. So my day will typically look like the first hour that I work, which recently has been from 4:15 to about 5:15 a.m. before our virtual gym. I'm going and I am spending about 5 minutes adding new friends on Instagram or following new people. I then spend 5 minutes engaging on other people's posts, whether it's liking on their stories or just engaging with them there, or actual posts in the feed. And then I go right into my invites. This can vary a little bit. And so I don't want you guys to think, I used to think like you had to do things in a certain way. You have to find the flow that works for you, because there are some days that I will spend like the next 30-ish minutes rocking out invites, and it's just, I'm in that flow, I'm feeling it, and I just go with it. There are other days that I maybe have 50 or 60 follow-ups that need to be done, and all of my inboxes are exploding, and I just have to really focus on that because I can't stand when there are several messages waiting. And like Brittany said, a lot of times in those conversations, an invite is going to come naturally, or maybe what was a challenge group invite is going to naturally flow into a coaching opportunity invite. So it is so important to get invites out, but it is so important to make sure you're paying attention to your inbox and clearing that out on both Instagram and on Facebook, so that way you're keeping those conversations going. So those next 30-ish minutes or whatever, 40 minutes, I will really focus on making sure that I am either inviting or I am following up with the people who are on my follow-up list for that day. And I didn't mention, before I even go into my work morning, I spend about 10 minutes going through my why, visualizing, doing my gratitude and affirmation list, and writing out my intentions for the day. And honestly, for as focused as I have been recently, that's like, I believe, the catalyst to why I've been so structured, because I just have that laser focus on the goals and setting my intentions for each day. So, and then the next like half hour of time, so I go work out. We have a virtual gym for an hour. And then at 6:30, I usually work on my stories and articulating my first post for the morning and things like that. So that's usually about 30 minutes. By the time I edit all my workout videos, I post them to both Instagram and Facebook, and I articulate a morning post. And then from 7 to 7:30, I might be checking off some more things on my to-do list, like checking in with my group, posting my post-workout, checking in with the girls who have already checked in for the day. And then I read or do some personal development. And then my last hour of the day, so I work about 3 hours a day, My last hour of the day is from 3:30 p.m. till about 4:30 p.m. And that is whatever needs to be done. What are those to-dos that haven't been done? Maybe it's a little video in my coaching group. It's checking in with my challengers one more time, making sure that none of my customers have any questions, just kind of going through my inbox. I don't spend all day in my inbox because I have very structured time for that. But if there's something that I know or I saw pop up on my phone that somebody needs answered like right away, then I'll address those things and just kind of tidy up for the day. And then I'll spend about 15 minutes at 8 p.m. just making my PM posts. So that's kind of how I go through my day. It does fluctuate depending on our season of life. Right now, that's working really well for us. And it should continue to work that way. But hopefully you guys can take some pointers from all three of us from what works as far as time management and make it work for you, and know that it's okay if it changes. When my boys go back to school, that little bit of that extra hour that I get is going to be different because I'll be waiting in the pickup line. So that's a good 15, 20 minutes that you can bust out some work, and it's just going to look different. So that's all I had.
Very nice. All right. So my tip, and this worked really, really well for me at the beginning of the year. And then all of a sudden I tried to outsmart the process and thought I need to do more, and I got overwhelmed. So this is what I'm going back to, especially now that we're going back into the school year, which is 20-minute power sessions. I love this bat, absolutely love it, to make sure I get all the things done. But does anybody get overwhelmed by those minutes that they say there? Because I sit there and I'm like, oh my God, you want me to respond to new likes, comments, and views for 25 minutes? I don't have 25 minutes right now. I'll do that later. So what I've done is these 20-minute power sessions. I literally set my timer for 4 minutes. I go make new friends. And then I set the timer for 4 more minutes, and I love on the friends I have. So that's birthday messages. Thanks for loving on my post. Thanks for following my page. Any of those. And I kind of pick and choose, you know, what I'm doing that day. Sometimes I'm going to have a ton of birthday messages. So it's going to take those full 4 minutes. But I'm like 4 minutes and I'm done. I will get to the other things later on throughout the day. The next 4 minutes, I interact with stories. It was a national wake-up call that Micah Folsom did at the beginning of the year, I think. Who knows what the heck year it is anymore, but or what month or anything. But she talked about the key to your business is connecting with people. So that should be the bulk of your time, is to love on them and connect with them. I'm on like the emailer for Chic Community with Melanie Mitro and Katie Ersta. And they were talking about like, they always put out these crafty emails, and they're like, I'm like having 0 engagement on my posts. What do I need to do? And I tell my team this, Sarah's on here, Melissa's on here, they've seen me say it. If you are like, nobody's interacting with my posts, I'm going to tell you to go back and go love on some more people. Go spend 10 minutes loving on other people, on their posts, interacting with them. So I do that for 4 minutes, and then I plant seeds for 4 minutes, and my team has heard this. So this kind of worked for 3 reasons. So I plant seeds to those watching my stories, and I have several seed plantings. I'll send them to you guys if you want them, but like, hey, thanks so much for checking out my dinner last night. I'm using these stories as a way to stay accountable to my own nutrition. How are you? So that's kind of like a soft like invite. I've had so many people come back from those messages and be like, oh my God, I love seeing your dinners because I had no idea what to cook tonight. You gave me an idea. Oh, I struggle with nutrition as well. And it just leads into those conversations of, oh, like, are you working on a health and fitness goal? What are you doing? What are your goals? And then it becomes that invite. So I spend 4 minutes planting seeds with those who are watching my stories. I'm spending 4 minutes interacting on other people's stories as well, just going through there. And remember, you can't just hit like or like a little love. ask questions, because that's what you want people to do. You want people to watch your stories and ask questions. And then I spend the next 4 minutes responding to unread messages. So usually through this, like planting seeds and unread messages, especially with planting seeds, I can get like 10 messages out. I pick one story, I go to everybody who watched that story and message them like literally the same thing. And then I'm realizing as I go through later on in the day, when it's responding to unread messages, 5 to 8 of those people have come back and shared with me a little bit about their nutrition, their workouts. I have shared the business side of things, and I say something, again, I can copy it, but where is it? I always leave it, hey love, because then I write in their name, but when it's in like my message, I have it there just in case I get a little crazy when I'm hitting copy and paste and going. How are you? I hope you don't mind me reaching out. Oh no, that wasn't that one, but it was, oh, hey love, how are you? I wanted to thank you so much for watching my story yesterday about coaching. I find that so many people are curious about what I do and they're just a little nervous to ask. So I'm trying to share more. I really appreciate you watching. How are you doing? And that has like gotten people to see what I do. And if they're like, I'm not interested, I'm like, I didn't ask you. I said, thank you for watching it, because it made me accountable. Like we need to see, because how many of you, you're like, nobody's watching my stories. What's the point? And you stop sharing. So those people keep you motivated. You're like, oh, they are interested. I try and keep my like workouts to 2 or 3, now they've changed it up to reels, but I try to do like 2 or 3 posts, like talking, so that I could go to that last one and skip over the people that just kind of skipped through. And then those people that got to that 3rd one, I can send that message to. So when I do that 20-minute power session, I feel like I have accomplished something. I have done the basics of all the other things, like the personal development, I can do the workout, the Shakeology, all of that stuff. The other thing I shared was, or that has been valuable to me or helpful to me, is Meg was having us do this, just setting the timer for 10 minutes and crafting your post. So I would just like kind of look at your day and say, where can I fit in 20 minutes? Most of my team are working full time. They don't have the 3 hours. So I had to get creative and say, how can I create a system that they can do 20 minutes while they're at the bus stop waiting for the kids to come? It can get in 20 minutes of their 30-minute lunch break can get done. So that's why I just found the 20 minutes was really helpful, and I just stick with that timer and then you go, because I'm like, I only have 4 minutes. If I look at the bat, as it's right here, and I say I have 25 minutes, I turn into a squirrel and start doing a whole bunch of other things because I got 25 minutes. This, I'm like, Leanne, you have 4 minutes to follow some people. You got 4 minutes to connect with some people. So it's just kind of racing the clock. And I tried to get too creative or too crazy and say, oh, you're not doing enough. So do that 20-minute session and then do a few of them throughout the day. But at a minimum, if you've just spent those 20 minutes and moved your business forward, it's better than saying, I don't have an hour right now, I'm not going to do anything. That 20 minutes, I promise you, will have some momentum for you. So those are our tips. And now we're going to go into goal setting. We've been doing this. This is the 3rd month I think we've done this, where we all just kind of get on here and take a few minutes and say, all right, it's the last Sunday of the month. We're going into September. What are our goals? And I'm going to set the timer for 3 minutes. We're going to focus just on our personal goals. And something I really want to reiterate is, don't make it a goal like, I'm going to lose 10 pounds in September. Make it an action-based goal. I am going to, Brittany, like cut out alcohol for 21 days and then it just kind of grew. Make it like I have to focus on, I'm not going to eat extra sugar. Don't go crazy on them so that they become so big, but make it so, hey, I'm going to track my food every single day. Whatever I eat, I'm just writing it down. That's all I'm doing. Make them action-based goals, not actually results-based goals, but it's good to like figure out like, okay, if I want to lose 10 pounds, it's going to take more than just cutting out a drink or whatever. It's going to take making sure I get in like a salad for lunch or whatever. So I'll set the timer for 3 minutes and mute myself and write down 3 personal goals for yourself, your life, just personal. Okay, time is up. I'm gonna read. Caitlin's a rock star. Complete the last 2 weeks of your ultimate reset. Oh my gosh, the fact that you're on here right now and doing the ultimate reset, you're crushing it. Read 20 minutes of personal development daily. Continue to drink a gallon of water. Those are great goals, Caitlin. Those are awesome. Mine is to cut sugar to 1 treat. I'd like to say a week, but we're gonna start a day because Mama's got a sweet tooth and I'd like to go cold turkey, but I also backfire on myself. And then I don't know if anybody saw, but the meditation app in bod groups is amazing, amazing. I was wondering where Elisa's I Am Worthy meditation is because that's like my favorite one. And then back to reading more after lunch. We just kind of got out of that habit. So just sitting down with Faith for 20 minutes and reading, both of us picking up a book together. Anybody else want to share some personal goals that they have? No. Well,
I'll share.
Go ahead and share, Corri.
Okay, so mine is to continue getting up at 4 a.m. and doing my morning routine. To choose wisely with nutrition, aka use my containers. And number 3 is to read or listen to something positive, not just like business oriented, but something personally positive to uplift me daily.
Love that. And Miss Britt's completing MBFA, limiting that alcohol to 1 per event and 1 day, up at 5:30 to work Monday, Friday, Saturday. Just those 3 days? Are you saying Monday through Friday? She's don't talk to me.
I have autumn Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Oh, yes. Yes.
I'm afraid to talk. I'm afraid it's going to freeze.
So if you just sit there. Okay. She's going to sit there, look pretty, and not talk. Anybody else want to share any goals? Dawn is no sugar snacks. I'm like, yeah, Dawn. Jeez Louise, they're terrible. Wine 2 times a week, up at 5 a.m. Monday through Friday. Mackenzie's 100 ounces of water, 1 hour outside, and the meditation from Bod Daily. I love those. And they're like 4 minutes. It's super awesome. Okay. You guys, those are some great goals. You know, Corri talked about it. I know she does. Looking at those goals every single day, I am so guilty of like setting big goals for the month, and then I put them down, and then all of a sudden I find them at the end of the month, and I was like, oh yeah, remember those things I was supposed to do? I didn't do them. So just writing them down, and I like, I have my calendar, like I like at the bottom, this is for next week, but I have like my yearly goals up here on a sticky note, and then in my notes section of my planner, I like to like rewrite them, you know, and just say, hey, this is what we're doing. All right, I'm gonna set the timer for 3 minutes and business goals. Corri always shares that she's better at leading. I figured I would try and take the lead, but for business goals, I think especially, if you've ever read Chalene Johnson's Push Goals, she talks about these things that you're doing. So you'll have several goals, but there's always like one that if you focus on that, it's really going to unlock the rest of the goals. So take a few minutes, write down what 3 things that you want to do with your business in the month of September, and then really look and say, what do I need to achieve for that? And we'll go through those in 3 minutes. All right, time is up, ladies. Okay, so I'm going to read off Brittany's goal: Success Club 30, enroll 5 coaches, lock in 7-star lifetime. Woohoo! 4, follow a calendar layout. That's one of mine too. I didn't even look at yours. Do one thing for my team. New for me, 5 days a week. Caitlin is pushing for diamond. You've got this, Caitlin. Add 5 new coaches, 2 to get hubs to emerald, and hit Success Club 20. That is fantastic. We are trying to lock in to start qualifying. So I have a personal goal of adding 10 new coaches, helping to hit diamond, getting Justin to diamond, and we need a few more emeralds. So I kind of went back and said, you know, how many people do I need to invite a week? And I want to invite 50 a week. Something that I've been doing is just when people say, like, regardless of where they are with, if they're doing a challenge group or signing as a coach, I offer them the opportunity to sign as a coach. So my other one that I'm focusing on is growing IG to 5,000 followers, because we need more people to talk to, and that just has not been a focus, and I need to focus on that. And then similar to Britt, I want to have like my content strategy for the rest of the year done, and like what I'm posting and when, and making sure it's that I'm getting in those call to action posts, but I'm getting in those tip posts as well, and, you know, really figuring out what my audience wants to hear from me. So Melissa is getting to emerald, and I have no doubt that she will do that. Corri, would you like to share yours?
Sure. Number 1 is to continue talking about the coaching opportunity and our big goals, because it's something I've always kind of shied away from, but I've been pretty good about doing it lately. And just sharing more about the coaching opportunity. Number 2 is to invite 50 or more a week. And number 3 is for our team as a whole to help 60 plus women start their own journey. Right now we are at 28 for the month of August, and I know that we can do more. So pushing for helping more people next month.
I love that goal. Love that team goal. Anybody else? Mackenzie is set up an invite to prenatal, postnatal mama support group. She's gonna be a little mama ×2 here in a couple weeks. I mean, October, right? 30 minutes of work before Everett wakes up, and 3 daily tips, value on IG stories. She's not on here probably because Everett's right next to her, but Mackenzie has been, because you're 2 hours behind me, I think. So she's been waking up, and while we're working out, doing our workout Zoom, she's been just working because she can do the workouts later on. It's getting in that time. So sometimes it's just getting creative and switching up how you're doing your time to get things in. So yes, she's 2 hours behind. Okay, anybody else want to share? I think we're still on for this, right, Corri? And Brittany, not to put you on a spot, but doing like the Coach Sip and See on September 17th. And we'll be, right? 24th, did we switch? I don't know what we were doing. I don't remember.
21st, the 5-day coaching influencer
Okay.
group is the 21st to the 25th, right, Britt? And then we're gonna do a coaching app call on the 24th.
Okay.
That's Thursday.
Yep.
So we're kind of switching it up a little bit. And see, I'm writing these down. Okay, so we're kind of switching it up just a little bit so that we can just kind of add more value, get people pumped up in that group, and then they're on that call. So this is just something that we're, you know, making sure we're doing, but write these things down because you want to make sure you have a calendar that you're flowing from with inviting. So my team is focusing this week on our free group doing stuff to get people signed up for a group September 7th, so that you're hitting your Success Club goals, you know, with challengers, and then you can move on talking about coaching, but making sure you're sprinkling that in throughout the day. So I love this little calendar that I found in the dollar spot at Target this year, and I just like write everything down and then write like content stuff on it too. So, all right, girls, Corey, Brittany isn't going to want to talk, but anything else that I missed? No.
I don't think so. Do it. If you wrote it down, do it. Show up for yourself. I've been listening to Rachel Hollis, Girls Stop Apologizing, and it just reiterates, like, don't let the fears or other people hold you back or what people might think. Like, just do it. The only thing that's holding any of us back is ourselves. So if you wrote the goal down, show up for it. Build that belief within yourself.
Because we believe in you. There's not one thing that you guys have shared, or that I know from my team, and I'm sure Brittany and Corey could say it from their team, that we would be like, no, I don't think you could do that. Like, we believe in you. So like, do it. Like, I tell my team all the time, if I have to have the faith in you for both of us, then I will, and I'll just keep speaking it into you and praying for you and affirming it for you until you believe in it yourself. Because Sarah knows, I just told my team this weekend, like, these people that you invite are lucky, freaking so lucky that you chose them to invite them into your group, like, and into your life. So don't forget that. They're not doing you a favor by buying a challenge pack. You are doing them a favor by sharing this amazing opportunity, whether it's just the challenge group or the coaching opportunity. You're doing them a favor. So you remind them that they're lucky if they get to talk to you every single day. So know that, and keep doing your personal development so that you believe in it. But we believe in it for you right now. All right. Well, have a great night, girls, and off to the last day of August. How is that possible? Okay. Talk to you guys later. Good night.
Bye, girls.